Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hello everyone, Namaste, Hare Krishna. Welcome to Bhagavad Gita study session. In our previous sessions, we completed up to chapter 14, and today on we'll start the new chapter, chapter 15, which is titled Purushottama Yoga. Purushottama Yoga. So before we go into this chapter, as always, before we start any new chapter, we'll go and review previous chapters. We'll see a high-level overview of previous chapters. If you have forgotten, you could recollect everything, and if you already know, it's a good revision. So by hearing this same message again and again, going back and reflecting, recollecting on the previous sessions, so we'll get the context and we'll get the entire flow of what is happening in the entire Bhagavad Gita. So I'll give a high-level overview of this Bhagavad Gita. So what Krishna has spoken in different chapters, and today we'll also see overview of chapter 13, 14, and 15, and we'll do few verses from chapter 15. Okay, so this session will be content heavy, too much content, all overviews in one like in 1 hour, so it's too heavy. Try to take as much as possible, and we'll see. So Bhagavad Gita consists of 18 chapters. First 6 chapters, Krishna spoke about Karma Yoga. Middle 6 chapters, Bhakti Yoga, and last 6 chapters, Gnana. Okay. Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. He was on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, looking at his opponents who were relatives and family members. He was heartbroken and relinquished his duty. He says, Krishna, I cannot do this. I cannot fight now. I'm totally confused. I'm surrendering unto you. You tell me what is best for me. So this is a wonderful thing Arjuna had done. So sometimes in our life also we get confused and what is right, what is wrong. It is, if we take shelter of a guru, an acharya, or a supreme lord, he is the one who reveals to us. So now Krishna is going to reveal the Bhagavad Gita. So if you see, Arjuna was a warrior. Fighting is his duty. Fighting is his duty. And he is not doing his duty, that too in front of the God. Who is the one who comes, descends to establish Dharma. And Arjuna on the other side is not doing his duty. Then Krishna says, Arjuna, do your duty. Okay. So fighting, in case of fighting, is your dharma. Do your dharma. By doing your duties with proper mindset, you can attain liberation. You can come to the stage of a liberated soul. In our life also, we all work, right? Every day, everybody works. We work to take care of family members, or we work to earn money at our office place or workplace. We go through so many situations, so many situations. We got to deal with various people, so many emotions, total disturbance, total disturbance in our life. Hmm? Um, Sometimes we carry from office to home or home to office, total disturbance. Hmm? So sometimes we feel like there is no joy in working. There is no joy in this. There is no happiness or joy in working. So that's when Krishna teaches. In case of Arjuna, it's that situation. In case of us, we go through many situations. Okay, so the the way of working, what Krishna taught to Arjuna, is pretty much relevant to each and every one of us. Krishna is teaching is what Krishna teaching here is, you do your duty not with envy. not with envy, not with jealous, not with greed, not with any other negative emotions. You do your duty as a devotional service to me. You do for me, for my pleasure. Make me as a goal and do your duty. Make me as a goal and do your duty. Your job profile is same. Your mindset is different now. When you make me as a goal, your job profile is same. You continue your job profile. Whatever the job profile you have, continue that. But change your mindset while working. Okay, that mindset will help you detach from this world and help you attach towards the Supreme Lord. That mindset will burn the sinful reactions. So what is that mindset, Krishna? How should I work? So Krishna says, whatever you do as a devotional service to me without expectation of result. Like be focused on the work, not on the result. If you are focused on the result, you'll be carried away. And do not get attached to your results of action. It could be success or failure. Mm, don't get too much attached to success, or don't get too much attached to failure. In case of failure, don't feel too much dejected. Be neutral. Success, failure, be neutral. Okay, Krishna, if I work like that, what will happen to me? Krishna is saying, you'll attain purification of mind. Okay, you'll attain Sthita Prajnatam. You'll attain purification of mind. You'll be undisturbed by any situations. Most of the time, we get disturbed by various situations. But when we apply this mindset, what Krishna is teaching here, Krishna himself says that we'll be undisturbed by anything, any situations we are going through. Okay, so this is the flow of Bhagavad Gita. Now, what Krishna says, when you work like this, when your mind is undisturbed, the mind becomes eligible to become to do dhyana, meditation. Okay, so one has to have live a regulated life and focused on the self and meditate on the self. And by such meditation, intense meditation, one would attain self-realization, God realization. Arjuna Arjuna says, like, Krishna, whatever you are teaching is so nice, but I cannot control my mind and senses. What happens to a person who starts this with great enthusiasm? He starts meditating on himself in the beginning and he cannot complete, he cannot attain perfection. So Krishna is not teaching bhakti here. Krishna is talking about dhyana, meditating on our own self. Sometimes we think I just can meditate on my own self and I can attain liberation. So Krishna says, no, you can, but it's a hard process. Okay, so one can try that, but Krishna says it's a hard process. And Arjuna asks this question: what happens to the person who cannot attain the perfection in this life by meditating on his own self? So Krishna says he'll get a rebirth, and he continues the practice. That's cool. Is that cool to take a rebirth again and continue the practice of dhyana? So Arjuna put a perplexed face. That's when Krishna teaches beautiful, wonderful nectarian bhakti yoga. Bhakti means love. So just as like we love things, right? We love our family members, we love our laptop, phones, various things. We have natural attachment towards things, right? We have natural attachment towards things, and we love them. It is because we love them, we want to possess them, we want to have them, and we want to think about them. Right? The same thing what Krishna is saying, develop the same attachment and love towards me. That process is called Bhakti Yoga. If a person fixes a mind on Krishna by chanting his holy names, by hearing about him, mm, by doing some seva services to the devotees and to the Supreme Lord, mind gets purified, consciousness gets purified, one would develop love of Godhead, and one would attain Supreme Lord in this lifetime. In this lifetime, guaranteed, Krishna says. Okay, so that's the first 12 chapters, and last 12 from 13 onwards, Krishna reiterates everything. Whatever he has spoken in previous chapters, Krishna again explains in much detail. Okay, now Krishna takes subject matter of soul, goes in detail, subject matter of prakriti, material nature, and goes in detail, and super soul and goes in detail. Okay, so if you have missed any of the previous sessions, 1 to 12, no problem, Krishna repeats again. And Krishna also repeats in 18th chapter. 18th chapter is a complete repetition of what he had covered in all previous chapters. Okay, so Krishna knows very well. And Krishna so beautifully arranged these messages from Bhagavad Gita very nicely in different chapters. Okay, so we'll see the chapters 4, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, we completed 13, we completed 14, and we'll go 15. Okay, so we'll see what is the subject matter in a high level. What is the subject matter? I may speak many big lectures, 1 hour, 2 hour stories, but what is that Krishna is saying here in these chapters? If you see in one line, one word, it's easy to understand. Okay, so 13, 14, 15, it goes in a sequence. So 13, Krishna talks about the soul, the differences between soul and body. We'll go in detail in when I give an overview. The soul and body differences, everything about the soul. And 14 about this material nature. This material nature is the one which is causing bondage to the soul, which is pulling the soul into this material existence. So what is that material nature? How that works? Krishna spoke in 14. Okay, and 15 is a wonderful chapter. Krishna spoke about himself, Purushottama Yoga, that he being the Supreme Lord. And for the soul, if the soul get attached to this material nature, all the beautiful, wonderful things of this material nature, soul has to go through repeated cycles of birth and death again and again. But the same soul, when it gets attached to the Supreme Lord, soul attains the Supreme Lord. Okay, so that's the essence of chapter 15. We'll see that. I'll give an overview of again 13. I know we would have forgotten chapter 13. Okay, I'll give a high level overview of this chapter 13, and we'll go into 14 and 15. So this chapter 13, which is titled Kshetragna Vibhaga Yoga. Okay, so Kshetra actually means a place, right? So Lord Krishna compares our body with soul to be a farmland, a cultivable land, a farmland. Hmm? If there is a land, there is a land owner of the land who owns the land, and it is the choice of the owner of the land to put good crops or bad crops. Now this is a gardening season. I own a piece of land. I put all the good flowers or bad seeds, good seeds or bad seeds, and if I don't nurture the seeds, if I don't water the seeds and don't water the plants, and I'm gonna mess up. I'm gonna mess up, and I'll become the cause of the death of the plant. Right? It's my choice. But if a person is so nicely taking care of gardening and watering and doing everything, then his garden flourishes, right? So same thing, this body with a soul, God has given this body, the human body, human existence, according to our previous karma, but we got this human existence, and it is our choice. It is our choice to cultivate good deeds or bad deeds, good qualities or bad qualities. Hmm. So just as like soul is a knower of the body and owner of the body, there is also one more knower and owner, that is the Supreme Lord. So we are body in this, we are soul in this body. Along with us, there is one more person, his Supreme Lord, who is residing in us. And Krishna talks about the composition of the body. Okay, so his Krishna is going to explain about body soul differences in this. Okay, so talks about composition of body. What is this body composed of? Is composed of earth, water, fire, air, either, like 24 elements of material nature. Earth, water, fire, air, either, various senses, mind, intelligence, false ego. Hmm? from a material point of view, we see this. What is this body composed of? Flesh, bunch of flesh, blood, urine, bile. But what Krishna is teaching here is what body composed of, not this what we see, but it is from from these elements, from the nature, earth, water, fire, air, ether. Okay, so we are soul in this body. Are we aware of this body? Are we aware that we are the soul? We are always in the bodily consciousness. Nobody is in the nobody realizes that he's a soul. Why? There is something blocking. There is something blocking. The Krishna says that the soul has to develop, awaken his gnana knowledge. Okay, so how? He has to cultivate humility, pridelessness, non-violence. He gives a big list of good qualities one has to develop. And more importantly, one has to develop another good quality, that is Ananya Bhakti, the unalloyed devotion unto the Lord. If a person develops that, he can gain the knowledge, awareness that he is not the body, he is soul. Otherwise, he is in the bodily consciousness. And Krishna also talks about the another person who is living in the heart, that is the Supreme Lord, about himself. Hmm? So how he is present, and he's a source of light, and he's situated in everyone's heart. And Krishna, in this third section, Krishna says that a soul can attain in nature like God, not God, okay, like God, like God. We have a potential to attain in nature like God, but we are forgetful of that. We are uh, uh, getting entrapped into this material nature. Okay, it's like you have a potential to become a billionaire, but you're living like a beggar. So it doesn't make any sense, right? So what Krishna is saying here is, you have the potential to attain a nature like me, and be in the spiritual world, but you're getting entrapped into this material world. You need to know why. You need to know why you're getting entrapped into this material nature. What is the cause? So the cause Krishna says in this, that is guna, three gunas, satoguna, rajoguna, tamoguna. They are the one who propel the living being, who propel the soul to function in a certain way, in a certain way. They make you good deeds. They are the one who make you bad deeds according to your desires, according to your own habits. So they propel you to do function in a such a way, and these modes are the one which are causing bondage to the soul in this material world forever. Okay, and Krishna also goes in detail about one has to see the differences, body and soul differences. um, Soul, even though present in the body, does not mix with the body. That's the nature of soul. And even though soul resides in one place, so tiny, it pervades the entire body. It eliminates and pervades the entire body. And so Krishna gives the differences of body and soul, and one cannot see the differences. One has to see the differences with the vision of knowledge, gnana chakshahu. Okay, so we cannot see everything with our own eyes, but we need to have that eyes of knowledge. When you have the eyes of knowledge, we can see the differences between body and soul. This is super technical chapter, um, where Krishna spoke about in an essence. Let's see what is the essence of this chapter, right? So again, so many words, but we'll put it in few words. Essence of this chapter 13. So just as like this girl who is wearing the mask of a horse, the girl thinks herself to be horse and behave like a horse, do all the things like a horse, and forgetful of her true nature. Similarly, we in this body, uh, driven by our emotions and various things, we are forgetful of our true nature. True nature. Even though we are part and parcel of the Lord, we have the potential to attain the Supreme Lord in this lifetime. We are forgetful of the fact, and not knowing our true nature. Okay, the cause is karma, because of these gunas. So what are those gunas? What are those gunas that are binding me into this material existence? These are the gunas. Krishna spoke about these gunas in chapter number 14. I shared a document recently in the WhatsApp. So the document has all the details about the gunas, how the gunas make us function, propel us to do. Sometimes we are in certain mode of goodness. Sometimes we are in the mode of passion. Sometimes we are in the mode of ignorance. Right? It is God's energies. It is God's energies. Okay. Are they making me puppet? Are the gods energies making me puppet to behave like in a good way, bad way? Huh? It is our own desires, it is our own karma, and it is our own habits. What kind of content we see, what kind of food we eat, what kind of content we put in our mind. So accordingly, we are propelled to function. We are a soul with a body. We are propelled to function in a way according to our nature we have acquired. Okay? So these modes are not evil, they are divine, God, divine. So these modes are three in nature, like mode of goodness, passion, ignorance. Satoguna, Rajoguna, Tamaguna. Okay. So how can I identify when I'm in Satoguna? So these modes we cannot see with our own eyes. Right? Just like if there is a virus cannot be seen with our own eyes, but virus can be recognized by their symptoms. By their symptoms, like effect is fever. The cause is virus, effect is fever. Right? The cause is this gunas. The cause is gunas. Effect is various emotions we go through. Uh, Sometimes we are in the mode of goodness. The symptom is we are in an undisturbed state of mind. We are physically fit, mentally fit. We are able to perceive everything. We are hearing, we are perceiving. We are listening to our wife and not even perceiving anything. Anyway, that's a different problem. But so when we are in the mode of goodness, when we are listening to our wife, we are listening to our employees or colleagues and anything. As the soul is getting knowledge, it is perceiving clearly without any disturbance, without any hindrances. Our clarity in perception, clarity in knowledge, it is because of the mode of goodness. Mode of goodness. Okay. So everybody wants to be in that state, right? Everybody want to be in that state, but we are not. There is another mode, the mode of passion. The mode of passion is the one that kindles desires, that kindles hankering, intense greed, hankering to enjoy through senses, intense greed, attachment. So undisturbed state of mind. It's all because of mode of passion. And there is mode of ignorance that makes one lazy, tired, sleepy, and it gives a wrong perception. Viparita jnana. Like we are listening but totally misunderstanding everything. That is because of mode of ignorance, tamoguna. So I repeat, mode of goodness, passion, ignorance. These three modes, they are the one which are binding the soul and they can be seen by their symptoms. Everybody, every living entity, any living entity we see in this world is influenced by these modes. Whether it could be small ant, a tiger, a lion, or a human being on this material earth planet, or a Lord Indra in a heavenly realm, or Lord Brahma himself. Every living entity, any living being, including non-living beings also, everything get influenced by these three modes. Everything is influenced by the three modes, and these modes go high. Sometimes the percentages are less. Sometimes we are in the mode of goodness. Sometimes we are extreme passionate levels, uh, intense greed or intense endeavors to do something. Right? This is a mode of passion. Sometimes the mode of ignorance goes high. mm, And madness, carelessness. These modes also overpower each other. And the other topic in this chapter 14, most important section, Krishna talks about if a person we see in this world, okay, we are everybody is a mix of three modes, but when the modes are high, we see in this world also some people are more in the mode of ignorance. They don't do their dharma. They don't do their dharma correctly. They neglect their duties. They are always sleepy, lazy, careless. They do wrong things. Everybody goes one way. This person goes other way. Everybody goes west. Everybody goes east, this person goes west, like totally opposite. He has a wrong perception, wrong understanding. Everybody lives a dharmic life, this becomes like a terrorist life, right? Example, terrorist or who create problems to others. So these are the one. So if a person lives a life like that, and if a person dies, what will happen to him in next life? That's always a question. Everybody has it. Krishna says that person get animal bodies. If a person lives adharmic life, if a person lives adharmic life and he's always in the mode of ignorance, he's guaranteed to attain animal body, the body of lower species. Lower species. If a person is in the mode of passion, extreme passion, right? Very passionate and always in a mode of uncontrolled thoughts, uncontrolled desires, uncontrolled emotions. These are symptoms of mode of passion. If a person leaves his body with that consciousness, what will happen? He'll attain earthly planets. He will be put in a family where everybody is like that, right? So like that's some the death in the mode of passion. What happens in the next lifetime? He'll be born in a family, either in the earth planet or other planet, but mostly in the earth planet. That he'll attain a family where he's fully busy. Only dharma arda, only dharma arda, no moksha, right? So the person in the mode of ignorance he's born as a animal in the lower species. So there is no dharma, no artha, no kama, no moksha, nothing. Only kama, only no moksha. Right? He's just experiencing his pleasures only in the lower species. Hmm? There is low and less chance for him to elevate. But if a person is in a mode of passion, he's reborn. His mode, if he is more towards dharma, artha, dharma means like doing our duties, right? And artha means like gaining, earning possessions. Karma means like now that we possessed, we enjoy those, right? And moksha, this is one of the objective, right? So if a person is in the mode of passion, he's not so much inclined towards moksha. Okay, and if a person dies in the mode of goodness, satvika guna, satvika bhava, he dies in the mode of goodness, he will be given. This person is not a devotee. Okay, this person, we know there are many good people. They have a healthy, good life. They may not be devotees, but they live a healthy, good life. This person dies in the mode of goodness with good control of mind and senses. This person has good control of mind and senses. He has eaten good food and he has lived a good life, healthy life. Hmm. This person dies, then he'll attain a body where it is so much conducive to further advancement. So moksha is very much possible for this person. Now his goal is moksha now, not dharma artha. So not so much inclined towards dharma artha. So that's the thing. And Krishna says nobody can overcome this. These three modes, everybody has to go through, get influenced, get bounded by these three modes only by the process of bhakti. Mamchayo avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatiyaitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Only by the practice of bhakti yoga, one can transcend these modes, one can go beyond these modes. If a person does that in this lifetime, he can attain the Supreme Lord. He doesn't have to go through this all this all these modes and influence of modes. Okay, so that's the chapter number 14. I know this chapter is too. I know this session is too content heavy. So we did 13, we did 14, and we're gonna do 15 now. Overview. So I'll give a the essence of chapter 14. Okay, there are so many words we spoke before, and what is in short, what Krishna is conveying here in 14. In simple, this is what Krishna is saying. The three modes, Satvaguna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna, of this material nature bind the soul into material existence. like you can see in this picture. And this bondage can be removed only through the practice of Bhakti Yoga. That is the essence and message in chapter number 14. Okay. And before we go to chapter number 15, I'll open up for any questions if you have, real quick. I hope everything made sense. So we'll go to chapter number 15. Think about the questions. You can do that later after completing the session. Okay. So we'll go to the chapter number 15. So as I said, there are three topics Krishna spoke. Okay. One topic about the soul, 13, about the material nature, Prakriti. What is this material nature? How this works? How this influences the soul is spoken in chapter number 14. And chapter number 15, Krishna spoke about developing attachment towards the Lord. The soul in this material world developing love and attachment towards many material things and getting entrapped into this material world. And when the soul develops attachment towards the Supreme Lord, you can see in this very nice, beautiful picture here. So when the soul develops attachment towards the Supreme Lord, the God, who is that Lord? Who is the controller, supporter, maintainer, and who is all pervasive Supreme Lord Purushottama. So we can attain the Supreme Lord. After attaining the Supreme Lord, we don't come back into this material world. Okay, that is a subject matter in this chapter 15. Okay, so detachment doesn't mean we become renunciates and we go to become sannyasis and go to forest and make big beards. We see in the movies like people go and do tapasya. That's all good, but that kind of process Krishna himself rejected. Arjuna want to do the same thing. Arjuna want to go to the forest. He wants to meditate. He wants to renounce his duties, meditate, and become a sannyasi. Krishna says, no, 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 no. You don't have to change your job profile. Change the mindset. Change your mindset. Okay. Change the mindset while working. If you can do that, you are considered a sannyasi, a nitya sannyasi. Krishna uses the word in fourth and fifth chapter, right? A nitya sannyasi. That means we can live in this world with all possessions, attachments, considering this to be uh, uh, properties of the Lord, not getting attached to any of these possessions. So that process is called Yukta Vairagya. We can possess it at the same time we do not get attached to it. Right? So that kind of a mindset. So we are considered, if you have that mindset, we are considered a sannyasi, a nitya sannyasi. So detachment doesn't mean we become renunciates. Detachment means we do not have attachment towards material things. We have attachment towards Krishna. So you can see in this picture, there is a nice word here, nice wording here. Attachment to Krishna is a secret to detachment from the world. Attachment to Krishna is a secret to detachment from the world. Okay, so we don't have to become renunciates, we just become attached to Krishna. Right? That's how we get natural attachment, natural detachment. Okay. So this is the essence of chapter 15. So we'll go into details. Okay, Krishna, can you tell me what you spoke in this chapter 15? This is very interesting chapter. This chapter has only 20 verses, just 20, but very profound, very deep. This will awaken detachment. This will trigger detachment. Okay? So we'll see how it happens. So I'll give a quick glimpse and overview of this chapter. So Krishna says, you are a soul. In previous chapters, what Krishna said, you are a soul in the body, in this material nature, driven by these three modes, mode of goodness, passion, ignorance. You're getting entrapped, going through this repeated cycle of birth and death. Elevate yourself. Elevate yourself. This is the only life you can do. Elevate yourself from material world to spiritual world. And this is where Krishna says this material world is like an upside down banyan tree. Upside down banyan tree. Why suddenly Krishna is talking about a tree? That too banyan tree. In the 13th chapter, Krishna spoke about a farmland. farmland. Like he gave that example to explain the difference between body and soul. Now here in this chapter 15, he took another example, analogy, metaphor about this material existence. And here he's using the metaphor analogy, that is a tree. This is not a tree we see outside. I'm seeing trees outside also from my window. All the trees are up, right? So roots are rooted onto the ground, and the leaves are branches and leaves are up. If you flip it, roots will be up and the leaves will be down. Krishna is saying, visualize that. Visualize a tree that has its roots up and branches and leaves down. So just imagine that picture in your mind, and now we'll see what Krishna has to say. So we'll go in detail because we are doing those first two verses where Krishna talks about those. So why Krishna chose his banyan tree? I'll talk about that in a minute. But Krishna says, just as this banyan tree, just this banyan tree, it spreads. The nature is it spreads and perpetuates its existence. Hmm? From the roots, from the branches, roots come, and from the roots it get grounded, and again it grows huge. It becomes huge and huge. So I'll talk about that in detail in a few minutes. So similarly, the why Krishna spoke this, because we are into this samsara, material existence, and we are perpetuating our existence. We are perpetuating. We are the cause of this repeated cycle of birth and death. We are perpetuating ourselves into this material existence. So, cut this tree. You should imagine a tree and cut the tree, right? So, cut this tree of material existence, so called samsara, but you need a weapon. Krishna, can you give me the weapon? How to cut this tree? Krishna says, yes, you can cut this tree. Use a weapon called detachment and determination. Weapon called detachment, and with determination. If your determination is weak, you cannot even lift the weapon, the axe, and you cannot even cut properly. And you have to be really, really, really determined. I will cut this tree. This tree grown in my backyard, it could damage my house. There is an emergency situation. This could damage my house tomorrow morning. If I cut this tree, then my house is saved. So that is an emergency situation, right? So what Krishna is saying, you take this axe with great determination, cut this tree of material existence. Krishna is not saying you become sannyasi. That defeats the whole purpose of Krishna speaking Bhagavad Gita. If Krishna says, if Krishna says like this, and Arjuna is understanding that he need to become a sannyasi, no, Krishna is not saying that to become a sannyasi. Detachment means like we don't get attached to things, but we develop natural attachment towards a God, right? So we still possess, but our mindset is different. So always remember that. So Krishna is saying, yes, cut this tree of material existence and seek the Supreme Lord, who is the origin of everything, and you attain the Supreme Lord. Make a goal to attain the Supreme Lord. Okay, Krishna, I can do that, but uh, what's special about your world? You're asking me to come to your world, cut this tree and come to your world. What's special about this world you have over there in spiritual world? This Krishna says, my world is not illumined by sun or moon or anything. My world is so glorious. If you come to my world, you will not go back. You will not go back into this material existence and go through suffering in this material world. It's very powerful chapter. uh, okay, Krishna, I can do that, but what if I don't do that? What if I don't cut my tree? What happens to me? If you don't cut your tree, Krishna says, yes, you have to go through this repeated cycle of birth and death, transmigration. Hmm? Just as like air carries aroma. When there is a air, it carries aroma, right? So if you put nice flowers and there is a air, yeah, that nice fragrance is surfaced in multiple rooms and places, right? Same thing, just as like air carries aroma, the soul carries its impressions. Soul carries its impressions. Soul carries its all the desires and impressions from many many lifetimes, and it goes on to next lifetime. So his propensity to enjoy through senses and his impressions, what he had carried with unfulfilled desires, it continues. Do not be worried. I know it's very hitting hard on us, but what Krishna is saying, yes, that is a fact. And who can see that? Only the person who has knowledge only can see this, why we are going through this material existence. Okay, and Krishna here in the other, from verse number 12 to 20, Krishna talks about himself. He is the one to be attained, not this matter. He is the one to be attached to. He is the one to be attached to. Why should I attach to you, Krishna? What are you doing to me? I'm attached to my father because he's doing so much to me. He takes care of me. He has given education and money, and he took care of me nicely. Uh, he's the one who maintained me, who supported me, and he's the one who made me. It is very natural for me to attach to my father, but what is that you are doing to me to get attached to you? Krishna says, buddy, I'm doing so much to you. I'm doing so much to you. I'm the one who is giving the sunlight, moon. I'm the cause of vegetation. You're eating food. Where do you think it is coming from? I'm the one who is ensuring the vegetables grow. I'm the one indirectly supplying all the vegetables to you, not your Indian store, Seema groceries or no, other groceries. Asian spices or whatever the Desi bazaar and different bazaars. We go and buy the vegetables and eat it. But who is the one who is providing all those? That is Absolute Truth, Supreme Lord. He is the cause of this. He is the one who is giving the vegetation, so that we can survive and sustain. Okay, so he's maintaining us in the cosmic level, and he's also maintaining us in the personal level. Okay, he is the one who becoming as digestive fire and digesting the food we eat. If when he is present, we are able to digest the food. Our body is fully functioning. We are getting good energy. When he is not present, we can't even digest the food. Okay? Can't even digest food. Krishna himself says he is the one who is the cause, who is making us function. He is the one who make us smriti gnanam apohanam. He is the one who is making us remember the things. We are hearing, listening, and remembering. Right? Uh, we are gaining knowledge, remembering, and we are forgetting. Same thing with Bhagavad Gita, right? We hear Bhagavad Gita, we remember, and we forget. So Krishna is saying same thing here. It's because of him. It's because of him. The knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness also comes from him. He is the cause. We'll go into detail why that is and how that is later. And Krishna says, I'm the one doing everything for you. Hmm? And you need to have the inclination towards attaching towards me. In this material existence, there are perishable things, perishable beings. Okay, that means like souls whose body perish. There are other type of beings. They are Uttama Purusha. They are liberated souls. Perishable beings live in this material world. There are liberated souls who have surpassed this material existence. They are in the spiritual world. Okay, and there is one more thing, one more supreme personality, that is Absolute Truth, Uttama Purusha, the Supreme Lord. Okay, and he is declaring himself that he is the Supreme Lord. And he is the one to whom we need to devoted to, get attached to. So such a person only can attain Supreme Lord. Okay, that is the overview of this chapter. If we get attached to the Supreme Lord, we'll attain the Supreme Lord, will not return back again, as said in the verse number 6. And if we do not get attached to the Supreme Lord, get attached to the material world, we have to go through this transmigration. Okay, I hope I did not make you cry and feel bad. And, this chapter triggers us detachment basically. So, okay, now we'll go through these verses, verse number 1 and 2. I'll ask someone to read this verse.
श्रीभगवानुवाच ऊर्ध्वमूलम् अधः शाखम् अश्वत्थं प्राहुरव्ययम् छन्दांसि यस्य पर्णानि यस्तं वेद स वेदवित्. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, it is said that there is an imperishable banyan tree that has its roots upwards and its branches down, and whose leaves are the Vedic hymns. One who knows this tree is the knower of the Vedas. Others chodvam pras prasrutastasya sakha gunapravriddha vishaya prabalaha अधश्च मूलानि अनुसन्ततानि कर्मानुबन्धीनि मनुष्यलोके. The branches of this tree extend downward and upward, nourished by the three modes of material nature. The twigs are the objects of the senses. This tree also has roots going down, and these are bound to the fruitive actions of human society.
Thank you, bro. So Krishna is taking the analogy of a tree to explain this material existence samsara. Okay, so Krishna took the analogy of a Ashwatha tree. Okay, so we'll understand this verse. So before we go there, so I spent some time to learn more about why Krishna took this Ashwatha tree as an analogy to explain these verses. To He's relating this material existence, samsara, to be this Ashwatha tree, that to upside down Ashwatha tree. So wow, what's special about this tree? I was looking into that. I learned something, but I'll ask you a question. You can look at this tree. So just tell me what this tree about. What do you see when you look at the tree? Like what are you seeing, and why do you think Krishna took this as an example?
So it is a very, very old tree, like, it has a lot of branches hanging down. It's been there for, I don't know, probably hundreds of years or something. It's like, yeah, that is the first thing I notice.
Yeah, it's a vast, big, old, and you said one more thing, right? What is it? Branches hanging down.
Yeah, yeah, hanging
Branches
down.
hanging down. Yeah, that's a good observation. Yeah, thank you, bro. Any others want to try?
Uh, it can multiply and expand very quickly because even its branches, if they, I guess, if it touch the earth, then it can sprout and become a new tree or something, which could cause it to multiply quickly.
Exactly. Exactly. Excellent. You got the point.
Grows both the ways, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, very nice, Lataji. Yeah, all the right answers. Looks like you're all experts. You already understood this, what Krishna is teaching us. So if you see this tree, right? So this tree has a branches, and from the branches, roots are coming down, right? And it gets grounded into this ground, right? It's getting deep rooted into this ground, and again this leaves started growing, branches start growing, it multiplies. So that's how it becomes huge, big. That's how it becomes huge, big. Mm. It's so vast, and it's multiplying, and it is perpetuating its existence. It is perpetuating its existence. Now we'll see. So if you see this tree, what Krishna says here, Urdhvamulam adashakam ashwadam prahuravyayam chandamsi yasya parnani yastham vedasa vedavit. Yastham vedasa vedavit. Vedavit means knowledge, who is a knower of Vedas, one who has truly understood Bhagavad Gita in simple words. One who has understood Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is the essence of Upanishads. Whatever spoken in the Upanishads, Krishna took everything and given to us in these 700 verses. So that way we can understand if a who is the person who can be said like is the knower of Vedas, who is the one who understood Bhagavad Gita very well. The person who has understood Bhagavad Gita very well knows this tree. Knows this tree. Knower of the Yasam Vedasa Vedavid. What is this tree here? Ashwatha tree. This tree has its roots upward. Urdhva Moolam Adash Shakam. Urdhva Moolam. Moolam. The roots are upwards, branches are downwards. And we have to visualize roots up, branches down. Okay. And it has its upper branches. We see any tree, there are branches on the top, right? And that's upper branches. And there are branches on lower branches. And the leaves has twigs. The tree has twigs, leaves. And the tree also needs a nourishment, watering. Hmm. For a tree, it needs water, and once it gets the water, it gets nourished and it grows bigger and bigger. So this water is the one which is causing, nourishing the tree to grow. Okay. And it also has its secondary roots. The Ashwatha tree has the speciality that from the branches roots will come. From the branches root will come, and those roots get grounded into this earth, and that those become the tree again, and it multiplies. Multiplies. What Krishna is teaching here with this example, that is our existence, our material existence, or this material world and this samsara in this existence. So we'll see this, we'll try to relate this. So the upside down banyan tree, the roots refer to here Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma. Why Lord Brahma? Because he is the one who brings uh, this entire existence, right? So Lord gives instructions to Brahma. He gives all the tools and all the paraphernalia to bring this into existence, and all the universe comes into existence. And it starts with Lord Brahma. From Lord Brahma, the realm of Satyaloka, some Satyaloka. Okay, this is to visualize. Okay, visualize. From Satyaloka, under it, what we have, there are different realms of demigods, upper planetary systems, right? And underneath it, there are earthly planets where humans, like human beings, live, animals live, and various things live. Right? Satyaloka, the heavenly planet, the Brahmaloka, underneath heavenly planets, and again the earthly realm. Right? So and here on this earthly realm, we are experiencing through our senses, sense of vision, sense of hearing, sense of smell, sense of taste. We are experiencing various sense objects, and we are desiring for those. I want this, I wish I had this, I will be happy when I have this, right? So there is nothing wrong in it, but that's how we get trapped. Okay. That is the thing. and and uh, and in this material existence. So what we covered, Lord Brahma, demigods, realm of demigods, this earthly planet, and this senses and sense enjoyments the soul is going through in this material existence. And and there is also the soul in this material existence. He when he sees things through senses, he looks at the sense objects. He look at the uh, nice rich house. Now that he desire to have it, he needs money to attain money. So there are some rituals, karma kanda rituals given in the Vedas. If you want a money, you do this thing, you do this puja, and you do this ritual, then your desire will be fulfilled. Your desire will fulfill. You do this, your desire will fulfill. So that is a Vedas part of it. In Vedas scriptures, it is given. So as we covered in previous session, Vedas consist of three sections: Karma Kanda, Gnana Kanda, Upasana Kanda. Karma Kanda is where all the various rituals are given for one to fulfill the desires. If a person is in need of money or in need of something, if he wants to deal with his enemies, he can do everything. So there is a Gnana Kanda section of Vedas. If a person want to attain self-realization, God realization, the Bhagavad Gita is nothing but a Gnana Kanda section of Vedas. Okay. So Upasana Kanda is about Bhakti Yoga. So what Krishna is saying here is the Vedic hymns also exist in this material universe, right? So that is the various rituals for one to fulfill the desire. And for us, we souls in this universe, for us to make us function, what is the one which makes us function? That is the three modes: mode of goodness, passion, ignorance. I know this is getting tricky, complicated, but bear with me. Hmm? And this secondary roots is compared to, and we are doing karma, right? So we are in this material world. Imagine this universe. There are different planetary systems, and the soul, when he has a desire, is fulfilling desires, and the soul is propelled by these three modes, and he's doing karma actions, good action, bad action, right? So Krishna compares that to a secondary roads. So you can see tree roots compared to Lord Brahma, upper branches of this tree compared to demigods, and lower branches compared to humans, and twigs compared to sense and sense objects, leaves compared to Vedic hymns, and watering process compared to this three modes of material nature, Satvaguna. They are the one which makes us function, propel us function, and they are and the secondary roots. Like I said, like this is a specialty about Ashwatha tree, the banyan tree. From the branches roots will come, they get rooted into this earth, and they become tree again, right? They multiply. So we are the souls in this material existence, and we are doing good action, bad actions, and we are getting deeply rooted. We are multiplying our existence. We are multiplying our existence into this material world. We are perpetuating our existence, multiplying our existence. Krishna, you are making me overwhelmed too much here. Leave me. Okay. So Krishna says, okay, do not worry. I'll tell you a solution. What Krishna says, we'll see in the next session. Okay. Krishna says, use the axe, determination, detachment. You cut this tree of material existence, and you come to my world. Come to my world, then you don't have to go through this. So this chapter is very deep, profound, and enables one to develop detachment. So anyway. So I'll end the session here. I know today's session is too much content heavy because we did an overview of whatever we have covered in months, 6 months, 3 months, 3 months to 3 to 6 months, whatever we have covered, and we did an overview of everything in one session, one hour. I know it's too heavy, but I hope you have gained some knowledge and got some context what's happening in these chapters. Okay, so I'll stop here, and we'll go in detail about this in the 15th chapter what Krishna has spoke about this tree, what is the process to cut the tree of material existence, very enlightening. So we'll see that in our next session. Thank you all for joining. Hare Krishna.